Bobi Wine has come out to warn Muhoozi Kainerugaba against attacking the German ambassador. We all know when the German ambassador had a meeting with General Salim Saleh and they talked about the bad manners of the first son, Muhoozi Kainerugaba. It didn't go on well with Muhoozi Kainerugaba. He came out to announce that they are going to form a demonstration against the German ambassador, even insinuated on using his gun. And that is unfortunate. You know, I keep on telling people that when you want to be a leader, there is a standard of decorum you must follow. Imagine what John Muhoozi tweets. You may think that he's a P1 kid. He has zero knowledge about leadership. He has zero knowledge about how to run the country. He has zero knowledge about diplomacy. He knows what he thinks about is that everything must be done by force or by energy. So by Bobi Wine coming out to warn John Muhoozi, but also to call on the international community to have their ears and eyes on Uganda, it is a plus for our electoral democracy. So in this episode, I've come to talk about how Bobi Wine came out to warn General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, but also stand firmly with the German ambassador, as he is calling on the international community to see what is happening in Uganda, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagali. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. So there is a saying that goes like, an enemy to your enemy is your friend. Any person who helps you to achieve something, he must be helped. Any person who helps you to fight for your democracy, he must be helped. In fact, I keep on telling people that there is no freedom fighter that has never been helped by a foreigner's force. Even General MUSEVENI, when he was fighting, talks about training in Mozambique. When they were overthrowing, Tanzanian forces were engaged. So we are not on a global village where international community can help us. So if the ambassador of Germany comes out to talk about the ills in Uganda, we must give him support. In a tweet which was talked about by Bobi Wine, he came out to say, during a meeting this Wednesday in Gulu between the European Union delegation and Salim Saleh, dictator Museveni's brother, the German ambassador to Uganda, His Excellency Mathias, and other ambassadors expressed deep concern about the inflammatory social media posts made by Museveni's brutal son, often followed by actions. This followed the threats Museveni's son issued against the EU ambassador when they visited our headquarters recently to discuss, among others, the deteriorating human rights situation in Uganda. Just hours after Gulu meeting, the regime has retaliated, now ridiculously accusing Ambassador Schauer of sponsoring unidentified rebels groups to overthrow it. What more, they have stated that most of these so-called rebels are supporters of NUP. This is an all too familiar script by the regime, manufacturing threats to shield itself from accountability and justify its relentless violence persecution of whoever demands an end to its dictatorship and corruption. It is the same crisp the regime uses to rationalize the abduction, torture, and disappearances of our comrade by falsely accusing them of being criminals in an attempt to silence and intimidate us. We hope that the world can recognize these tactics of what they truly are and continue holding the regime accountable for its transgressions against the people of Uganda and humanity as a whole. The well-meaning people of Uganda will not be cowed into silence, but will continue pursuing all lawful means to put an end to the regime of blood and shame. That is Bobi Wine coming out in a tweet saying that, first of all, Muhoozi should stop threatening the ambassador, but also he continued to rally the international community so that they can have their ears and eyes on Uganda, because a country cannot fight in isolation. For example, even the coups, I don't pray for a coup in Uganda, but even a coup in the Western Africa, they had to run to Russia for support. Uganda is on a global village. Okay? So by Bobi Wine coming out first to stand with the ambassador of Germany, it is right, but also he went on to call on the national committee so that they can at least enter in our issues, because Uganda is on the wrong trajectory. No well-meaning Ugandan can come out and say that we are heading towards the right direction. where leaders who are supposed to protect us are killing us, where people where leaders who are supposed to provide us with security are abducting us, where leaders who are supposed to give us a fair ground are torturing us. This must not be business as usual. In fact, I keep on telling people that General Muhoozi is so excited. I don't know how he thinks. Let me tell you one thing. Right now, as we are in Uganda, Museveni is the strongest man politically. He wields the tools of coercion. He wields power. But even when he is ruling over us in a bad way, he can never come out and say he has Edi Mutwe in the chamber. And he tortures him, then releases him. And I'm not saying that those things are not done in this regime, but he can never come out to own them. There is a way he plays PR. But here comes an excited fellow who threatens, beats, abducts everyone who criticizes him, no matter the criticism. Sometimes it can be constructive, sometimes it can be not true, but he comes out harshly. And it shows you how insecure he is. It is. I keep on telling people that even after General Museveni is gone, I don't think General Muhoozi will be in power, because he shows that his insecurity is on the high level. Okay? The threats he's giving to Ugandans is to think that he can subjugate the whole country so that everyone can bow down to him. It has never happened. No one has ever made the whole nation, the whole country to bow against him, however cruel they are. Let me tell you, Muhoozi. So if you want to succeed your father, it's not the better way how to play politics. Leaders must try to give olive hands, even to those they don't agree with. In fact, for me, I was of the opinion saying that if General Museveni is to go, at least we must make a government of national unity where everyone is inside. Even if it is Muhoozi, even if it is BOBI WINE, everyone on board. We make a new constitution. We put in safety nets like term limits. I'm not a fan of age limit like term limits. Then we march forward. But thinking that you can subjugate the whole nation by abducting and beating your contemporaries, it is a no-go zone. No one has succeeded in that route, and you will surely fail, Muhoozi Kainerugaba. Of course, that's my opinion. Do me a comment by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening again. If this is the first time on this YouTube channel, I implore you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.
Nange benjagala obulungi.